I was that naive. I slept over it for 2 months, like I completely forgot about it. And 2 months later, again, I suddenly thought, is it still there? And I checked and it was. My name is Dr. Neeti Leekha Chhabra and I'm a breast cancer winner. It's been 11 years and God's been very kind. I run an NGO called Yes to Life and we are working towards breast cancer awareness and patient support. You know, I think that somehow getting the news of a loved one being diagnosed is much more difficult, than your own diagnosis. The only thing in my mind while we were going to my parents' place was, how am I going to tell my parents that their kid has cancer, Like, I'm a mom and I couldn't imagine telling a parent that their kid has cancer. I remember when I got diagnosed, the first time that I cried was 3 days after diagnosis. I was taking bath and I usually listen to songs and the song came, Aas Paas Hai Khuda. While listening to that song, I just cried. I cried because I felt that, God is there and the realization of everything that was happened. But I had told everyone around me that we will not think about what will happen, ifs and buts, because it's very easy to go down that road of thoughts, but very difficult to come out of it. And I actually had this faith that I'm going to be okay. My son was 3 years old, so I think that strength also came from the fact that I just wanted to live, to be with him, my husband, everyone around. It was decided that I have to undergo mastectomy, which means removal of your breast. I was just 31. Not that it's easy for older women to lose a breast, but 31 is a very young age to lose a breast. You don't really have a choice, and for me the choice was whether I want to continue to live, I want to become healthy, okay, or I want to lose a breast. So of course lose a breast and be fit and fine. That was the whole aim. So I underwent mastectomy, I underwent proper chemotherapy, and after which I underwent hormonal therapy, so for 6 years. My husband has been super supportive, and he would always tell me that you look as sexy as before. Like, he never for a single second ever made me feel that there was something from my body that was missing, even before reconstruction happened. But me and my husband would discuss that if this has happened, there must be a learning, like such a big experience can't just come to you unless you learn something out of it. And that learning came to me beautifully in the form of the NGO that I now run, which is called Yes to Life. We do breast cancer awareness talks, we do cancer awareness events around the year. We help patients financially who can't afford the treatment on their own. We have a support group that has around 150 cancer warriors. We also do one-to-one counseling. तो डरने का कुछ नहीं है इसमें. थोड़ा सा हंस दो, इतना सीरियस मत बैठो. Anybody who does find a change in the breast, they come to our free of cost OPD every Monday. I take so many breast cancer awareness talks, and every breast cancer awareness talk starts by sharing my own experience, because I want people to relate to me, because oftentimes, people think कि हमें नहीं हो सकता, but then when they see somebody standing in front of them talking about it, that is when they can relate कि अच्छा इसको हुआ है तो हमें भी हो सकता है. Before cancer happened, I was religious, like I've always believed in God. I used to go to mandir also regularly, but it was never to ask God, to grant me this, to grant me that. I think I've hardly done that. Post-cancer, I've become more spiritual. And I just feel much more centered now, and my faith has increased many folds. And I just believe that I am always protected. And I have this very inner deep faith that nothing's going to happen to me. So it's just such a beautiful way of living, where you understand how energy works, how the whole universe works. And I'll tell you, after some time, everything heals. I mean, if you give time, every, sadness that is inside you or changes that are happening to you, everything heals.
Federal Bank and News 18 Network present Sanjeevani, United Against Cancer. Knowledge partner, Tata Trusts.